y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And today we finally have it, the conclusion of my worst and best makeup of 2019. And today we are closing out on, I suppose, a little bit of negativity, because we're gonna be talking about the most disappointing makeup of 2019. That's quite a throwback there. Now, I'm actually kind of happy that this category was the hardest for me to come up with stuff, because as much as I bought in 2019, I feel like it was kind of the start of me being a lot more discerning with my purchases. So there wasn't a lot of there was a lot of willy-nillying, but not so much in the sense of just like getting everything and subjecting yourself to a lot of disappointment. Because let's be honest, there was a lot of disappointing makeup in 2019. And I'm sure 2020 will be no different. But these are just some of the things that stood out. It's just kind of like, some of the things, it's not so much that it's like, oh, this is awful. It's just disappointing. And we're gonna start off with the things that I no longer have. And this one hurts. This one does hurt. I don't know if y'all I don't know if I even hauled it. But the Melt Cosmetics from their Amore Eterno was the Illumincaion highlighter. Oh, excuse me, burp squad. I had like 3 cups of tea before this, so I might be a little bit irpy. But, I mean, that highlighter, it looks so pretty. It had the fancy imprint going in on it, and it was just kind of a lackluster effervescent fairy fart top coater. And it was very similar to the Smashbox and Vlada. They had like the deeper one and then the lighter one, and then they had that like crazy reddy pinky toned one. It's like a less impressive version of that. And I already have that Smashbox highlighter, so this was just, I had to message Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, and I was like, girl, I know you got this, this is kind of how it is for me. Am I crazy, or what do you think? And she confirmed my fears that it was kind of just an effervescent fairy fart top coater. It just didn't do it for me, and it was just very overwhelming, especially considering, the other highlighter formulas that they have that are very nice and cha-cha. That one was just a little of glitter on your face, and it was just it was just like for like $38 or $39, however expensive those things are. I'm not buying me a little like highlight topper to put over another highlight. Just no, we're not about that. And so that was very disappointing. Y'all know when it comes to highlighter, I tend to take those disappointments a little bit more personally. Then something else that I don't have in my collection anymore, and this only became it was disappointing when I used it, but I now have something to compare it to, so it's like a little bit more disappointing. It's like salt in the wound, or sugar, as the case may be in this. But the Colourpop lip scrub that they released in their watermelon collection, or it's watermelon strawberry, I don't know, one of the pink rosy toned red ones. And I got it, because y'all know my lips ain't the softest. My lips ain't the most hydrated and moisturized, so I like, we'll get this exfoliation going on. It'll be great. And it just didn't really do much. And so like when I used it, I can't remember if it was in like a monthly hits and misses where I was like, this just really isn't doing it for me. But I then recently got, well, not too recently, but I got the Too Faced Peach one, and I also have a Jeffree Star one, and I'm like, this is worlds apart, which is kind of funny, because I'm like, y'all, it's just sugar suspended in like whateverness. Like what? I mean, I know there are different grades of like sugar and salt for cooking, but it's like, what makes these two better than that? But that one was just definitely a not doing it for me. It just didn't do much. Like my lips didn't feel especially exfoliated or nice afterwards. And with the Too Faced one, I've got like this fresh, beautiful pout going on. I put my like chapstick mask all over it, and I'm like, Kylie Jenner, who? So overall, that was just pretty disappointing. Then from Too Faced, this is something that isn't like I said, this is why I've choose to do most disappointing rather than like the worst, because some of these products, they're not bad and people like them. But I mean, there's this, which we all know why I bought it, because it's a highlighter and because it's a little puppy golden dog situation. This is the Glowver Puppy Love highlighter, and it's okay. You know, I mean, the main selling point, the main shilling point on this was definitely the packaging. I feel like when it comes to Too Faced highlighters, 9 times out of 10, what the shilling and the marketing is the packaging, not necessarily the formula inside. And it's just like a goldy kind of faint little something something. Like, it is not cha-cha-cha-cha by any means. It's a very hard pressed formula, which I understand for it to maintain the impression in the product. It's gonna have to be more like that, but I don't regret it because I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's cute. It makes me happy. It kind of brings me joy a little bit. But as a highlighter on a whole, this is not one that I would recommend. And even for like a faint, subtle highlighter, I mean, why spend however much money this was when you can just go get the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, which is essentially the same thing, but the Essence one is better. I just need Too Faced to get a lockdown on their highlighter formula. I mean, it's cute. It's got nice packaging. That's why they did it. That's why Too Faced does anything. I think one of y'all commented one of my videos and you were like, Too Faced is actually a home decor company that's masquerading as a makeup company, and you're not wrong. But yeah, I mean, I got what I get. You know, I get what I get for buying it, but it would have been nice if the highlighter formula had been a little bit nicer, a little bit less of a throwaway product in sense of formula. 2019 wasn't a really big year for me for trying new foundations. 2019 is actually the year where I was like, I like what I like and I use what I like and I don't touch anything else. But there were 2 foundation releases that I was like, these are gonna work. These are illuminating, hydrating for my dry Saharan desert face. And so Anastasia and Fenty released foundations. Now, this is the Fenty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I hate this. I mean, this is obviously, you know, it's all subjective. I'm sure there are people who love it. This is just my experience and my opinion from my face. This was just not fun to work with. There is that, like y'all know, my end all be all is the Wet n Wild sponge and the Real Techniques one. Did not like either of those. I tried it with a myriad of primers. You would like put it on and then you'd like get ready to like blend the shiz out of that, and it would just like you put it on your face and you put it, and then as you were like trying to blend it, it was more just like picking it up and moving it around, and like I'm like, no, stick to the face, and it was like no, stick to the sponge. So we didn't get along in that instance. It was no. It didn't apply nicely. It didn't wear nicely. Whatever did stick to my face then broke down. And so this one I just didn't like. Like, I don't know what skin tone this is, not skin tone, skin type this is gonna work for, but for me, overall, this was a no. Then the Anastasia one, this one I have mixed feelings about. This one's disappointing because when I used it, I actually filmed a review of this one versus the Fenty one that never went up. But of the 2, I preferred this one. I used the exact same primer. Y'all know Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer is my end all be all holy grail. And it worked fine. And I'd used it a couple of times since then. And then just like I've tried to use it a couple times recently, and it breaks up, and it does that thing that the Fenty does where you've got the primer and the whatever in place, but it just doesn't want to stick. It doesn't want to stay. It doesn't want to blend. It wants to leave this horrible empty patch of where foundation should be, but it's not. So I'm probably gonna keep trying this one out. I've used it with a couple different primers and it just breaks up. I don't know what the problem is. And one of y'all, I Snapchat about it, one of y'all were like, I got that problem too. And I'm like, well, I'm glad it ain't just me. As we all know, the mantra is, maybe I just suck at makeup. But I feel like foundation is something that's very hard to like screw up in doing your face, but these were just, no, I don't know what's wrong with them or what's wrong with me or what. I don't know. I have another foundation that I don't like, and I'm gonna get a couple people who are gonna be like, well, you knew it wasn't for your skin type. Why did you buy it? Because I like new foundations, and when half of the world is hyping this shiz up, you lose a little insight, a little hindsight, and you just kind of go for it. The Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation. Velvety matte. Matte, yes, not so much velvety. More like Saharan Desert cracky out in the sun, dying, accentuate every bit of texture, every bit of dryness, creates dryness and texture that you didn't even have. Like after using this foundation and taking it off my face, I was like, my face needs so much TLC because it just, anything that I had, it took from me. It just, I don't know if other people like this foundation. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it after it was released and the whole whatever went down. But for me, I understand this is a matte foundation, but I have other foundations that are matte, like the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, that don't look awful on my skin. And so this was just awful. This was just a crap show. It just was not for me. Like, it just was so unforgiving. I don't consider myself that old. I'm gonna be 30 this year, and I'm like, I got, whatever, but I don't consider myself to be like that problematic in this department. And this made me look like I had the worst skin on the absolute planet, so not for me. Then a skincare item that was kind of disappointing. Like, it's not bad. It's not like you're not like, this is the most awful thing ever. It did absolutely nothing, but it was super hyped up, and like, I have other products that are like kind of the same that do better. But this is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. Also, when I bought this, it was like a nice pinky watermelon color. It's now this really disgusting bathwater color shade. Does that mean the product's gone off, or is it just the typical aging of the natural watermelon particles they put in this? It still smells fine, but it doesn't look cute anymore. And this was okay. I mean, for the price point, how much shiz you get, there are a lot of better options out there for like a face skin Hydra Mist thing. Y'all know two of my favorites are from Tarte, from Mario Badescu. You get a lot more product, and this was just, it's okay. I've been trying to use it up because I have it, and I don't want it to go bad, or if it already has, I don't know. Like with skincare, you're just like, because I've used a lot of skincare, and I've used a lot of like dry skin, whatever, and like this just, like, it's okay. But it definitely wasn't worth all the hype, and for, like I said, how much you get and the price point and everything like that, there's so many other ones that are better on the market. I'm just trying to use this up, and you never know how much product an item comes with until you try to start using it up, because I'm like, I just want to use something else. All right, we gotta have something from Colourpop. We don't have to, but we have something from Colourpop. Y'all know their eyeshadow. Bomb diggity. I will never, well, not never. I love their eyeshadows. But when they released that whole like watermelon main squeeze thing, y'all know I went ham for that because the watermelon aesthetic is, I love it. And they had, I think I bought the whole Ding Dang Freaky Fracking collection, and they had some like lip gloss, and oh wow, I didn't even have those in here. Their ultra glossy lips are absolutely horrible. They're hideously gloopy. Don't buy them. But they also had, with the duos, with the glosses, they also had these ultra matte lips. That is an understatement. Ultra matte it's more like Super Saiyan matte, like the epitome of all mattes. They're pigmented, they are heckin' pigmented, but they are also, okay, so I wore one of these in a video, and I put it on, and I was popping, and I was feeling myself, and as I'm filming, I'm noticing that the lipstick is disintegrating. And by disintegrating, I mean it is starting to crumble off my lips. You go like this, and you see all the little cracky lines and all the whatever, and I remember my lips like this, and there's just flakes and nastiness everywhere. I had flakes all up in here on this, just I don't know how these are still a product that is being sold. Maybe I got a bad one, but considering the fact that they all did that, I consider it not a coincidence. It's at that point, after 4 tries, it's definitely a consistency, and it just, these were just, they're so pretty, but they're just, oh my goodness, I don't know whose lips. If any of y'all love these, tell me if I'm like losing my mind or something, but I just absolutely despise these. Then something that's a little bit preference-based. I mean, everything is preference-based, but I got the Jeffree Star Liquid Frosts from his Blue Blood collection. This is my first time trying the Liquid Frost, so you had like 2 crazier colors and then one more like natural, not natural, just like normal color. Now y'all know your girl loves to glow. And when you swatch these, they look like liquid metal. And you're like, yes, I'm gonna be the Tin Man. But the problem with these, or at least I've had with them, maybe I don't know how to apply them, maybe I suck at makeup, is you apply them on, they got a little dropper thing. And it's got this like clicky button thing, and apparently there's a certain way you're supposed to click it and time it, but it's got a little dropper thing, and I just like doot, and then I'd go to blend it out. And that beautiful metallic, a liquid metal would blend out into glitter. And not like a cute little like glitter infused. No, just straight up glitter sparkling on my, I'm like, I have powder highlighters that I can get glitter from. I don't need the added step of using this. I don't like it mixed in with my foundation. Once again, glitter. And while glitter may be illuminating, it's kind of not the healthy glow that I'm trying to go for. So this was definitely, I was just like, you know, because I want to try highlighters. I love highlighters. I love Jeffree Star's products. I just every highlight. And these were just, like I said, they just dissipated into glitter. And I'm not paying for a highlighter dissipate into glitter, not when I've got a liquid highlighter from Collab that performs like nobody's business for like $11. I ain't gonna have this whole like 38, however much money this is situation just not performing. But obviously let me know down below if you absolutely love them and if there's a particular way in which to make them work for you. I would love to know because we spent the money and we would like to get the use out of them. I did include the ultra glossy lips. They were in the bottom of the cute little basket. These are awful. I absolutely hate them. I know they're not a 2019 new product, but these are the ones that came with that main squeeze collection. I absolutely hate these. They're blubbery, they're sticky, they're disgusting. I hate them. Next, a liquid lipstick formula that I don't hate. It's just a little bit frustrating to use. And so I love the colors. The colors are absolutely magnificent. But if the colors are magnificent and the formula is hard to use, it's like, it just sits there and you're like, I would love to use you if you were just a little bit easier to use. These are the Melt Cosmetics Radioactive Liquid Lipsticks. These came out with their radioactive palette. And they're these beautiful, stunning. There's a pink and a purple, and the formula in these, the way that the pigment is, they look like you know that effect with like a neon sign. That's what these do when they hit the light. And so the colors are absolutely stunning and they look gorgeous, but this formula is so liquidy. Like you're supposed to shake them up, and I shake them up like a maraca, and it's just this gloopy, oh my goodness, it's just so hard to use and to control. It gets all up around in here. It's just, oh, the colors are beautiful, but the formula is just a liquidy, watery mess. So what I have to do with these is I'll start with another lipstick that's similar in shade, and then I'll kind of top these off because that helps control the liquidness a little bit and kind of I just they're so beautiful, but they sit there and I'm like, you're pretty, but I don't use you because you're such a pain in the butt to use. So if these had been maybe a formula closer to Kat Von D or Jeffree Star or even Wet n Wild, I would have been they would have been the best makeup of 2019. But just because they're not easy or fun to work with, they're in the most disappointing. Then if we're talking disappointing lipstick, these are actually a recent disappointment. Jeffree Star. The Conspiracy collection had liquid lipsticks, and this is in the shade Oh My Good, and this one is in Ryland. When I first used these, I thought they were really nice. The pink was super pretty and delicate. This metallic one was really nice. And then the more I used them, it's like the patchier and crackier they got. Like, we all like a liquid lipstick that smooths over the lines on the lips and kind of fills them in. These ended up not doing that. They ended up just like, I mean, it looked awful. Like, it's one of those times where I look like I don't know how to do makeup. Like, it's one of those, like, they got my picture on some kind of forum online for like worst makeup because these they looked awful. And the problem is, like with this one, like, you know, you start out with one coat and you're like, okay, all right, we could use a little more opacity. And then you go to do it again and it doesn't help. It just makes it worse. It's just, you're just moving the product around. You're just making it patchier and it just looks just not good. So on restock of this collection, the other ones are fine. I haven't had any problem with them, but these two ended up being just not so cute. Another skincare item, Milk Makeup. Y'all know I love me some Milk Makeup, but they released the Watermelon Brightening Serum Stick. This has reaffirmed to me that I don't like stick products. I'd rather have a pump. I'd rather put it out on my hand. The whateverness of rubbing this all over your face just doesn't seem to do it for me. But that aside, application aside, this just didn't do diddly. I tried it as a part of my skincare routine. I tried it under like foundation, you know, to see what it would do there. And it just, I used it for like a month and a half, and every time I used it, I'm like, maybe today is the day I'm gonna see some results from this thing. And unfortunately, that day never came. It just, like I said, it just, when it comes to skincare, see, this is the whole thing. Like, I know everything is subjective, but when it comes to skincare, I feel like you can get away with being like, y'all, this did, because you notice when it does something, and as such, you notice when it doesn't do anything. You know, there's no like, oh, well, it's patchy or whatever. What it's like, no, it just didn't do nothing. It just, there was no improvement in my complexion. So for the amount of skincare I bought in 2019 though, having like this be like one of, I think maybe 5 duds or something like that, that's not too bad. But it just, maybe if you've got really nice skin already and you just kind of want to make it nicer. But for me and all of my problems, it just didn't, it felt like I was adding another layer to my skin. It didn't absorb. It didn't like give me any kind of benefits. It was just another layer to clog up my pores. Then this item is my own fault. This is the Becca Champagne Pop Glow Dust Highlighter Illuminator. Not so much glow dust as it is champagne pop filled with glitter. Like, I like the original Champagne Pop. I've got it in pressed form and I actually have it in the liquid form too, and I like both of those. This is just like a not so finely milled, kind of chunky, glitter-filled disaster. I mean, if you all have it and you love it, I'm so glad and happy for you. I mean, you better have loved it at $42. But this was just, I mean, I got it because I was like, oh, it's $10 in Marshalls and it's a highlighter and I have problems. This just, I mean, like I said, it was just, you know, I feel like Becca recently has become this just like, keeps releasing out products that are kind of thought through, but not really. Like, what really got me, like, the color's okay, the fact that it's got glitter, I mean, what really is the problem for me is the formulation on this. It's just not very smooth or, you know, complexion forgiving. It, you know, it just, it doesn't look smooth, and it's just not fun. If Becca came out with loose highlighters, I probably wouldn't buy them because of like this. I'd be like, if they going back to that same formula, that's a no for me, though. Then last but not least is another product I got at Marshall's. Now this is definitely one of those, like, you know, it's not bad, but compared to other things I've purchased in 2019 and just other things I own, it's just kind of like, okay. Something else I got at Marshall's, this was $10, is the Too Faced Triple Scoop Highlighting Palette. Now it does smell divine. Like, you open this up and you sniff it and you're walking into an ice cream shop, which is probably a good outlet for me because I'm currently trying to be healthy. But it's just like this little palette, you know, it's got 3 shades. I really like this one as a blush topper. This one's okay. I mean, they're kind of like, they're like a little bit glittery kind of going on. I mean, that swatch looks nice. But I feel like when it comes to a glitter infused formula, I will always go for the Jeffree Star Supreme Frost. Those are like my, if you want a glitter infused highlighter or you want something that's got a little bit of sparkle, go for Jeffree Star Ciate London. I mean, it's really pretty. That peachy one's got kind of like some like goldy gold reflex in it, so that's really nice. You know, it's something that I'm gonna use because I have it and I do like the effect it gives, but just like, I mean, Too Faced highlighter formulas are always across the whatever. Like every time they release a highlighter, it's like they can't make up their minds about what sort of formula they want to have. So they're like, let's just try something new every single time and see what happens. I know Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips really likes this. You know, it's pretty. It's nice, but compared to just other highlighter releases and other highlighter releases I have, this is just something that, I mean, for a $10 disappointment, that's one thing. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't cave and buy this for full price. I definitely would have returned it. It's cute, it's whatever, but on a whole, it's just kind of all right, all y'all, there we have that. The most disappointing products for me, in my opinion, allegedly, were in 2019. Obviously, I would love to hear what y'all have to say about these products. You love them, you hate them, you know, y'all's experience with them. It's always good to kind of just like talk and get an idea from each other. This is just, like I said, my experience, my opinions. I am not the end all be all whatever on makeup. Y'all do you. Y'all buy what you want, use what you love. And let me know something down below that was one of the most disappointing makeup items for you. I love hearing that, going through your comments and seeing what y'all are gonna trash on. It makes my sadistic little heart little pity patty. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. And as always, keep it real. Mwah!